There are more than 2,300 local historic districts in the United States. Historic districts preserve the original character of buildings and tell a story of its history to connect us to the past. These areas can be some of the most visited locations within a city. Murfreesboro was formally chartered in January 1812 and has a rich history with the historic downtown as well as the Stones River National Battlefield.
Well, Murfreesboro, like many other cities, is a historic town. We have a lot of old architecture still here. Heritage tourism is a big buzzword in the last decade or so. And Murfreesboro's been one of these heritage tourism towns for many years with the Civil War battlefield and all that. People drive from all over to come here. But another part of that important history is the downtown architecture. Many of the homes up and down Main Street are over 100 years old. And to protect those sort of homes and to protect the integrity of the neighborhood, certain things have to be done to maintain those and to maintain that feel. We don't want to see these homes falling into disrepair, being torn down or replaced with modern structures. I think the historic zone is important in maintaining that integrity in our downtown area. We see a lot of folks who live downtown drawn to the East Main corridor to take their nightly walks and to just soak it in. It's one of the most beautiful areas with the most diverse architecture that we have in Murfreesboro. You don't see homes that are built in the Second Empire style or the Victorian style anymore. So it's really nice that we still have that in our town. It's a nice bookend to our historic courthouse and historic downtown with all the stores. We're really lucky that Murfreesboro still has this. There's a lot of change and updates in the 60s. People wanted to get rid of the old aesthetic and build in the new style. And styles come and go, and we still have this special thing, this consistency of the architecture in our downtown area.
Murfreesboro has two nationally recognized historic districts, East Main Street and North Many Avenue. In the East Main District, the city has an additional zoning overlay called H1, or Local Historic District Zone, adopted in 1984. This gives the Murfreesboro Historic Zoning Commission authority to maintain beauty and integrity of the zone. The North Many District does not have this extra layer of zoning.
Now, the North Many Historic District is similar in the fact that it's a recognized national historic district because of the types of homes and the architectural styles that exist in that area. It's recognized as a historic zone. The difference is we don't have a zoning overlay on that one. So while it is recognized, you basically just have to deal with standard city codes whenever you deal with changing or updating a structure in that zone. The East Main Historic District is different, that it has this zoning overlay added to it. And again, all of that is there just to protect the area and the integrity of the buildings. The guidelines for most of what we adhere to in the historic district are handed down by the National Park Service. We have to have a certain percentage of contributing structures, and those structures need to have original materials so that they can be contributing. If we lose that percentage somehow, we could technically lose the fact that this is a historic district that's recognized by the national government. The real purpose of the Historic Zoning Commission is to help guide homeowners that buy into the historic zone of downtown Murfreesboro, just to help them make sure they stay on track. We're not trying to mandate what people do to their homes. They come up with their ideas and bring them to us, and we just review their design ideas and help guide them as to what's the most appropriate choice to maintain the overall feel of the historic district. Any part of their home that's visible from the public right-of-way is really what we're focused on, because we're looking at protecting that feel of the architecture for the rest of the citizens who are in our downtown area, driving up down the streets, walking up and down the sidewalks. Yeah, the building materials that you use in a historic structure, sometimes the most important choices you're going to make. Obviously, in a historic home, you wouldn't have a vinyl window. So therefore, the commission is not going to be apt to approve a replacement window made of vinyl. Typically the precedent has been, either a wood or wood composite window is appropriate for a historic structure like this. If you were to replace your roof and you wanted to replace it with the exact same roof material that's already there, it's likely you'd get administrative approval and you wouldn't even have to sit through the design meeting. But if you're going to change anything on the house, like a roof, windows, gutters, those would need to get approval from the Historic Zoning Commission design review. Yeah, I was drawn to the downtown area because of the sidewalks, the network of sidewalks, and how you could just walk anywhere you wanted to go. So I moved into the Historic District about 2004. Being a part of the overall historic district and living in this district kind of instills a sense of wanting to protect it. Even with my office, which was built in 1892, it's right at the entrance of the historic district and on Highland Avenue. And quite frankly, when I bought the building, it was sinking into the ground and was probably going to be torn down. And so to save it and to be able to show up to work and enjoy this space, and quite frankly, to have it here for people who are entering the historic district to see as an example of what our town came from is really rewarding. Well, I, in the past, have served on many boards and committees, and really proud of my service for all of them, but was appointed to the Historic Zoning Commission by the mayor about 5 years ago, and I was just recently elected by my peers on the board to be the new chair for the commission.
For the chair, Bill Jakes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations.
I'm really super honored about this because it's kind of a culmination of all of my years of service to me have led to this. My passion for local history and my background in construction and real estate, I just kind of feel like all of it lends to this position. So I'm super excited to take on this new role. In the past, I've heard from neighbors and folks who sort of felt like going through this process was going to be painful. They were going to get shut down, told they couldn't do something with their own property, and that's really not the angle that we want to take. The Historic Zoning Commission is made up of citizens. We're appointed. Nobody's getting paid for this. It's a volunteer position where we're truly there to try to help the homeowners so that their value and the integrity of the district is upheld.